Charts are a graphical way to represent data. They can be a great addition to your business application. NodeRun can help the end user of your application to visualize data tendencies and patterns through the integration of Fusion charts. They can work with any relational database your application is running on. Let me show you how to add Fusion charts in a quick and simple way.
The starting point for this application is a NodeRun space. It doesn't have any files yet, but it has two tables in the database. The first table is called monthly, and if we query it, we can see we have 4 columns. The first one is month, then the sales of each month, and the number of orders on each month. This fourth column I added later, and I'll explain to you later what is there for. It's gonna come very handy. The second table is quarterly and displays sales by quarters and also the number of orders of each quarter. So let's start by naming our screen, and I'm going to call it charts because it's where the charts are going to be displayed. Now that I named the screen, I'm going to go to widget set and drag and drop a label so we can have an element here, and I'm going to write here sales report. Now that we have an element, let's save our file, and this is a JSON file and it's going to be called charts.json. And in order to launch this file, we need a JavaScript file. And to launch the JSON file, we need to write 2 lines of code. The first one is PGS define display. And here we need 2 arguments. The first one is display, and the second one is the name of the JSON file we want to display, charts.json. And then the second line is using the keyword display, the name of the screen that we want to display from the JSON file, and the method execute. Now let's give this file a name, charts.js. And here in properties, we're going to click on this box that is going to tell NodeRun that this is the file that starts the application. Now we can launch our application and see what we have. Here we have our running application. The only thing we have is this label sales report. Now let's go to our JSON file, and in all widgets let's look for charts, which I already had open. And here I'm going to drag and drop a 2D column chart. I'm going to expand it so it doesn't look too small on the screen. I'm going to look for data properties, and I'm going to check out in my database, and the table that I want to use for this 2D chart is going to be monthly. So in database table, I need to type the name monthly. Then for name fields, I'm going to choose month, and for the value fields, I'm going to use sales. I'm going to save it and refresh my application. Now you can see how simple it is to display information from a database in a chart. Now for this chart we have 2 problems. The first one is that the name of the months do not fit under these columns, and the second problem is that the months are displayed in alphabetic order because the name value is a string, is a word, so by default NodeRun use alphabetic order, and if they were numbers it will order them from lower to bigger. So let's tackle the first problem, which is the name of the month not fitting under this column. We have 2 possible solutions. The first one is just to drag our chart in the JSON file until the columns are wide enough. And the second one is going to chart options and set up properties. I'm going to do the second one. So here I'm going to look for chart options. And here I have chart options. As you can see, the default theme that NodeRun used for Fusion charts is Zoom. And in a moment, I'm going to show you how to change the themes for Fusion charts in NodeRun. But for now, I'm going to work with label display. And I'm going to set it up to rotate. And since I'm already here, I'm going to give names to the x-axis and to the y-axis. So for the x-axis, I'm using month, and for the y-axis, I'm going to use sales amount in USD. Now I'm going to save these changes and refresh my application. And as you can see now, all the names of the month fit correctly because now they are all horizontal, and we have names for x-axis and for the y-axis. Now let's fix this problem with April and August showing 1st and 2nd and December 3rd. So here is where the position column in this table is going to come handy. I'm going to look for another property called order by. And here I'm just going to click in this column because this is a column that is going to tell which month goes first, second, third, and so on. Save. Let's refresh our application. And here we have the month correctly ordered. Let's check out again the themes. Those were in chart options. And as you can see, NodeRun has these Fusion charts with the default theme Zoom. If you want to see the themes that Fusion Charts has, you can go to Fusion Charts webpage, or you can go to NodeRun, look for this application called Chart Themes. Here it is from JPark. Launch it, and as you can see, here are some of the Fusion charts that you have available in NodeRun. And this is the original theme from Fusion Charts, but if you want to see all the themes that Fusion Charts offered, you just need to click on one here. So let's check out Fusion. That's how Fusion looks. This is Zoom, which is what NodeRun uses as a default. Ocean. So I do like Ocean better, so I'm going to change this one to Ocean. Let's save our changes. And let's see it now. Now it has a different theme. So all Fusion charts in NodeRun work in a similar way. As an example, I'm going to show you how to work with a 2D pie. And I'm going to put it here. Then I'm going to drag it down and expand it so we can have a big pie to display. And here I'm going to again look for data properties. And I'm going to go to database. I'm going to use quarterly. For name field, I'm going to use period. And for value fields, I'm going to use sales again. You can use orders too because it's a numeric value, but I want to use sales. So let's refresh our application. And here we have our sales by quarter. It's that simple to use Fusion charts in NodeRun and to connect them to a database. I hope you learned something new today. Have a great day.